Yes, people, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we are training push and biceps. So this is basically everything you need to do to bring your chest up. With Charlotte, look, she's driving, she's hashtag locked in. I'll zoom myself in, maybe. But yeah, everything you need to do to grow your chest and your biceps, all the t-shirt muscles. I think there's a little bit of delts in it as well. So literally everything you need to grow the t-shirt muscles. And yeah, simply put, we're gonna show you everything I can. I'm gonna try and give you guys as much value as possible as always. If you could like and subscribe to the channel, it would be appreciated, purely just for the fact that I am trying to help you guys as much as I can. It is purely just a passion project to say to you guys, like, if I can help you improve your training, let's do it. And yeah, no strings attached really. So yeah, straight into it today. I've got my little drink that I drink on the way to the gym, which is turbo pump, squash, water. Reason I'm doing that is just because I feel like I can get a little bit more blood flow to the muscles, and if I can get a little bit more blood flow to the muscles, it's hardly going to be a bad thing, is it? So as a natural bodybuilder, that's really all you've got to sort of use and try and use. So that's the reason me and Charlotte use it. And yeah, I don't really think there's too much more to say. Had a busy morning of check-ins, a few client responses to get back to, and now we train. So routine business. I'll cut to the clips in the gym. All right then, guys. So a very productive session today in the books. I will admit this is being filmed a lot later than the session. I've had a very busy day. But yeah, starting the session off, we did arms at the start, so biceps. Reason being for that is they just need to come up. So any muscles which are basically needing to come up more, you just prioritize them towards the start of the session. So for me, that is my arms. I think for a lot of guys as well, like at any stage of competing, I do think that anyone could have more arms, unless your arms are completely freakishly big. I do think it's always going to be a good thing. So the dumbbell preacher curl, literally all we're doing and thinking about here is forcing our tricep onto the pad and minimizing as much movement as we can. So locking both the feet into the floor and just really thinking about driving that tricep into the pad, pausing at the top and the bottom. It really is as simple as that, but a lot of people butcher it, just mainly due to the fact that they're shifting around and basically not getting what they want to get out of the movement. So yeah, that is one thing I would say. Just make sure that you're stable here and you're not jerking your body around. Composure towards the end of the set. Obviously, you're going to try and find ways to make the movement easier. So you might be jerking your head forward or just moving different components of your body other than what you're trying to isolate. So just bear that in mind. The next movement I did was a dumbbell incline curl, but I just turned around on the preacher bench because the gym was really quite busy today. So yeah, literally just ran that as a dumbbell incline curl. So sort of leaning on the preacher but sitting the opposite direction, as you can see in the clip. And it felt really good, to be honest. Like, I definitely felt like there was more tension at the top of the rep, and I do think like it was decent. I was doing this weird thing with my feet at the start of the set where I was like sort of putting them up because I didn't want them to get in the way of my arms. But I did change that into the set, as you can probably see on the clip. But yeah, felt good. Was really happy with that, and then moved on to the Cybex lateral raise. So that's a really old school piece that BMod's got. Another really good piece. So I was pretty happy with how I performed that. I do think that I could have maybe, got a slightly better internal feel, but it's the second week I've run the machine. So it didn't feel amazing, but I find the more and more I try these movements and the more and more I do them, that I feel way, way more like week on week. So that is one tip for you guys. Like, if you are struggling to connect with some things, just basically think about it and give it some time before you just rule it out as this machine doesn't work for me. Because the first, let's say 5 times I've done some exercises, I don't feel it. But every time I'm thinking about how can I improve it? How can I make it better? And then by the sort of, by a certain point, you just naturally get better at things. It's all like skill acquisition at the end of the day. So yeah, then I did a set on the Nautilus flat press. This is something that's been changed recently. I was doing the Jim Lecco one before, but basically my feet weren't touching the floor. So I wasn't getting so much stability out of it. So what we've done is we've changed it for this Nautilus press. But Be Modified, I've actually got a prime flat press plate loaded now. And I did try that the set after. But this Nautilus one, I just find I'm tucking my arms too much, but then if I go out, it just doesn't feel good at all. So I do think I'm going to opt for the Prime, but I will send my clips to my coach and just see what he thinks. But that Prime machine felt really, really good. Like, you can load different portions of it. So I loaded the middle range and the length and range. So at the very start of the movement, and then obviously middle. I feel like the resistance profile, yeah, it's very scientific and very nerdy, but I do like it because you can like mimic it ever so slightly. I don't think it makes a massive difference, to be quite honest. Like, it's not going to change the whole way we lift and all of these things. Like, effort is going to be king always, but I do like that Prime piece. I do think it is good, and I probably will look to keep that in, to be honest. But I'll just see what my coach says, obviously. And then next we moved on to the free weight dip. Obviously, I think I had 35 kilos on here. I was pretty happy with that set. Like, it's the top of the rep range, but I think I maybe could have got better depth. I've not actually watched it back, in total honesty. But yeah, I do think maybe I'll look to stay on that weight next week and just absolutely nail the depth. And as well as that, probably look to really like rinse that pause at the bottom. Then we had the lateral raise as a cable, so that's more of a length and bias one because we're pulling from a lower position and sort of across our body. That felt really good. I've been doing this for some weeks and I feel like every time I do it, it feels better. So yeah, really not so much to go on here. It's just, you know, sort of maybe slightly rotate your shoulder and then drive your pinky to the corner of the room. That's all it is. A lot of people shrug and get the traps involved. So what I'd say is at the start of these lateral raise movements, just sort of put your fists into the floor and disengage your traps out of the movement. And then you're going to get much more from the side delt that we're actually trying to achieve. So the last exercise we did was the incline cable fly, which is the second time I've run it with the cuffs around my like elbow. And that feels really good. Like the arm position in there is we're sort of lining our elbows up like this. I'll stand up. So we're lining our elbows up to the ribs and just basically flying up and scooping the chest up. Feels really good. This is an exercise I butchered for so long. I was really like reaching my arms out like a T-pose. Like, you know, the Fortnite T-pose emote. But yeah, I do really think like my training's in a good spot now. And this is, yeah, it's just a good run of training at the minute. So hopefully long may it continue. And yeah, like that is really all there is to it, guys. It's just the same exercises over and over again. And if you can get better at them and if you can think about how to improve them, you're going to be pretty much exactly where you want to be. So yeah, that is pretty much everything for this video, guys. And if you did enjoy it, just make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. If you've got any suggestions, just comment them down below. I'm open to suggestions. But yeah, thank you for watching. It's greatly appreciated and see you later.